Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Isaiah, and I have come to you this evening for another one of our chats, shall we say. What I thought we might, what I might speak of tonight is maybe give you an insight into what you are terming spirituality. Fair enough? Spirituality shall be termed. Now then, from where I am, we look upon you, individual souls, and we see your true beingness, not your physical beingness, your true energy beingness, top, apex, energy beingness. Now then, if only you, dear souls, could see yourself for what you truly are, the colours that you are, the colours that represent your advancement, the level where you're at. It also shows your colours show us your progress. Through every incarnation, for every body that you have inhabited, every lesson, every experience, excuse me, we see that. If you could envision that, you would feel so prompted to go ahead, develop more, expand, gather all this soul growth, soul enrichment, if you could only see what you have achieved and accumulated so far. Now, at this point, I would like to give you a simple picture. Here you are solid matter, flesh, blood, bone. So you are the physical self. Now, above that, we won't go into upraised consciousness just at this moment. Just above your physical, you have your soul self, soul body, and oftentimes you will hear us all talking about your soul. And then above the soul is your true higher beingness. Now, in each and every incarnation, when you become incarnate, you take on another body. When you take on that body, you are also accompanied by a manifesto, which is your entire pathway of experiences and lessons, which has a bit of wiggle room in it. It's not hard and fast, there's a wiggle room there. So when you are incarnate, as you are now, you have an experience. In that experience, there will be a lesson, and the results of how you address, overcome that lesson, it goes into what you may term memory. Yes, it does go into memory. It also goes into soul memory. So your soul is the actual repository for every experience, every lesson you've ever had in this and any other incarnation. The soul is the repository of all of that. So in this incarnation you have memory of what's happened in this incarnation. Some gifted ones are able to recall numerous various incidents from previous incarnations, but it's not a general thought. So what you are having here is the physical being encountering, addressing, overcoming various experiences and lessons, which goes into soul repository. Now, we rise above that because, you see, as a higher energy being, apex energy being, the accumulation of all of those experiences and lessons, shall we say, the result, the ripeness of it goes up to the higher being. It is in the higher being, and it actually contributes to your level of consciousness. Now, consciousness, yes, you can attempt and maybe achieve in this lifetime, in your quiet times, lifting your consciousness, deliberately focusing on lifting your consciousness, and you want to lift it beyond, above and beyond soul, because soul is only there as a repository. That's it. The soul memories are there. The higher beingness is the one that benefits. So you become a more enlightened, more experienced, higher being as a result of your physical experiences that are stored in the soul and then passed up the line. Now, all too often, we in the realms encounter what you would call logjam, because your guardians, those beings in the realm that have chosen to watch over, care for you, we see you getting stuck in the soul level. You have trouble getting any higher than the repository and the soul. Well, don't forget, that was simply placed on your pathway as a learning experience, the learning tool. All of these experiences and lessons come to you for you to learn from, grow from, experience, expand, and you become more colourful. So, as the soul passes the benefit of all of those experiences, as that soul passes that up, it goes up into your true beingness, and that indicates what level that you have achieved as a higher being. Your higher beingness initially is like a transparent, empty vessel. You come in as a soul embodied. Now, for the benefit of those who have never heard before, I would like you to form a picture in your mind. Now, not just in the realms, but above the realms, above it, where we are into the prime source of all that is. Now I'm going to say that again. Imagine nothingness. And in that nothingness is this super powerful energy, this magnificent, awesome power of manifestation. It is there that creation and manifestation of not only your galaxy, but every other galaxy. Everything that exists came from the source of all that is, that awesome power. So, to give you a simplified description, if you can imagine in the nothingness, it breathes. In the nothingness, the allness, the oneness, the nothingness, it breathes. So do we tell you, breathe, breathe, harmonize yourself with the energy from the source coming to your planet wherever you are. Breathe. Now, where the source is, that power source, it's like an invisible membrane. And as a membrane, it breathes in and out, in and out. Some of you will have heard the sound of the universe. Some of you may have heard the sound of creation. The sigh, it's a sigh. And the membrane breathes in and out, and in and out. Now, this side of the membrane are some incredibly highly developed beings. Now, as the membrane breathes, it breathes out the tiniest little spark. That's light. That's light. Life and light. Now, as that membrane is breathing out these minute lights, which are souls, these great beings, take that light and they take it to a position you could say is like a nursery with all these other little lights. These are the birth of new souls, of new beings, of new energy beings. So these higher beings nurse and nurture these new sparks of light and life until it's time to pass them on, where they are prepared to come not just to this earth planet, but to numerous, too numerous to number, numerous other realities where they will become incarnate and they will start their process of experience, learning, and with them is this empty chamber, empty container called soul. So each and every one of those experiences that they're now experiencing, that will go into the repository called soul. Now, those beings at a time, a ripeness of time, will be approached by higher beings who will then mentor them in regards to gaining growth, enrichment, wisdom, love, and light. And so starts the journey of every soul. You all did that journey. So you come, the first journey, first incarnation is generally a rather short one. And that soul goes back to the realms. And in due time, that soul will reincarnate again, either here, galactic realms, various realms. There are many, many realms where they go to learn, to grow, to experience. So this is just one of them. But this is a very important one. So what I would like to impress upon you is if you can carry it up here in your mind and in your heart, that you are a light that can never be extinguished. On a physical level, your body can collapse. The being will depart that body. That being with soul attached will go back to the realms, and in due time, with some further education and instruction, they will come back again to have more experiences, more lessons, more growth, more enrichment, which goes into the soul repository. The end of that life, back they go again. It's a circle. It's a cycle. Some of you souls here tonight have had quite a number of incarnations, not just dozens, some in hundreds, some in hundreds. Your incarnations haven't always been here on this planet Earth. Most of you will have come in through other planets, shall we say? Now, when I say planet, we're not talking about that big chunk of rock floating around out there in the planetary soup. That rock has a, shall we say, a body double. It has an energy bubble. It's a copy of that rock, but that's where the life is, that's where the light is, that's where the learning is. So you will have encountered those who remember their incarnation in places like Neptune, Venus, Pleiades, Arcturus, Sirius, so many planets. So to become a well-rounded soul, you cannot just be locked in this tunnel of birth on Terra, death, birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. You're not gaining much. You are experiencing a lot of things that this planet has to offer, but it's not enough. If you want to become a well-rounded soul, if you want to have high levels of experience, growth, there are many magical words to describe it. So you go to other realities. And again, you take the packet called soul. Because wherever you go, that packet that you take with you, it is the repository of all those events, all those lessons, all those experiences, how you responded, what your soul growth. It's all there in that packet. And it accompanies you wherever you go. Now, in the much, much higher realms, where your true beingness resides, shall we say, you are already light. You are just this waving, swirling mix of colours. Now, the colour, saturation, content, mix, flow, all designates to those higher beings with the eyes to see, it designates where you are at. Your soul growth experience, those blended colours, they show very plainly what you have endured on this planet, in other planets, in other realities that are not even planets. And let me tell you, the number of realities that you can go to have no number. They cannot be calculated because they keep being created. They're creating. Everything is expanding. As it expands, it's creating, developing, expanding, growing more and more and more. So, is there an end to all of this? Not really. Not really. Because you see, in the realms, we hunger, we thirst for more development, more growth, more light. Until, and I have never experienced this, until your light, your vibration becomes so high, so powerful, so intense that you blend with the source. You blend with the creative power. You become that. You become that. So, coming back down to your level here, I would say to you, it is great benefit to you to remember that the totality of you is not this body at present. The totality of you is hundreds of bodies, numerous experiences and lessons, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And so again, I say to you, if you could only see what a beautiful, enriched being that you truly are, you would hunger for more development, more expansion, more light. And that's a good thing. And so, my friends, I would wish to say to you, thank you for having me in your midst. I feel honoured to have been here to give you a somewhat simplified explanation of where you are now and where you fit in the source of all, the source of all. I bless you all, one and all. I cast around and I see all these beautiful beings, your guardians, your teachers, in the energy realm, your guardians, your guides. As I cast around, I see an enormous fog light of beautiful, loving energy. You are blessed, one and all. You are blessed. Know that. Don't forget to thank your guides. Thank those beings who are there to guide you carefully. They do not make the decisions for you, but they help you with the implementation of those. As you leave this house of light this evening, there will be each and every one, there will be a guide, a guardian, right beside you. So where I see it It's like you're leaving in pairs. Okay, thank you very much, dear souls. I am Messiah. I shall come again. Thank you for hosting me, and I will come again. Thank you. Good evening.